Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Kemi, and I'm here to talk about Love Island USA Season 7, Episode 28. So this episode really didn't give a lot, and I'm okay with that because a lot has been going on these last couple of episodes. So this one is not going to be a long one. This video is not going to be a long video. So we start off where we left off with the other islanders leaving, and we see we see Taylor and Clark talking, and they're talking about them being last in everything and the reason why they were being last, and because it's like they were talking about it was the decision that because Taylor picked Clark over Alandria, and again, that's not why I was last. It was the actions that y'all did, especially you, Taylor, leading up to that decision, and then the actions that y'all have displayed after that, with you, Clark, smirking and low key trying to embarrass that girl. That's the reason why y'all were dead last. We see Ace. I was gonna say Shelly. We see Ace and Shelly talking, and Ace is down because he's just like he hopes that he's down because he's just like, dang, America thinks I'm, bad at all these things, and he hopes that Shelly doesn't view him like that either. And Shelly is just like, nah, I don't view you like that either. And it's just like, man, America sees me as least, and I know I'm not, but it is what it is. um they like he puts his, like, she's cold, so he gives her his jacket, and he's still a little bit down. We see the girls talking to Iris, and she's crying because TJ has just left, and again, girl, you should have left with him, but I digress. So all everyone gets ready for bed that night. um I'm sorry, they haven't gotten ready for bed. They're still talking, and then we see Alon talking to Chris and Zach, I think, and we see Pepe. Well, no, we don't see Pepe, but we see Iris in the kitchen, and she's smiling or whatever, and they're talking about how they think that Pepe is going to start talking to Iris, or that Iris and Pepe are going to start talking or whatever. And Chris was just like, that's wild, because like if she starts talking to him the next day, like, I'm gonna be looking at that funny, because like TJ literally just left, and then what's it called? Elon was just like, I mean, like, she's still open to talking to people, because I feel like if she wasn't, then she would have left with him. And Chris is just like, man, I don't know, if I like somebody that much, then I would have left with them. And I hate to agree with him, but like, he ain't lying. Like, the way you was boohoo crying, and it's like we only got a week left or 2 weeks left, and what kind of connection you about to form at this point? But clearly she about to form a connection with Pepe. So everyone's getting ready for bed. And Sierra, not Sierra, Olandria is like, she's just like, man, that seeing my best friend walk to go save Taylor, like that hurt. And Sierra comes in, and she's just like, I hope you're not mad about my decision. I mainly picked it for Nick because I know he would be so distraught if Taylor left. And Alandra's just like, you fine, girl, you fine. And it's just like, girl, you not fine. She don't see it for you at this moment. Girl. So everyone's getting ready for bed. Pepe asks, what's her name? Iris. Hold on one second. Okay, so everyone's getting ready for bed, and you see Pepe asking Iris if she wants to sleep in the bed with him because, TJ's gone, and she just laughs, but she scoots closer to the end because their beds are next to each other. So she scoots closer towards the end. So, and I guess he scoots closer towards his end. So they're like close to each other or whatever. And then we see everyone sleep, but then we see Pepe and Iris are still up talking. So I guess they like talked talk themselves to sleep or whatever. So we get up the next morning, and the guys decide to the guys and Pepe or whatever, they decide to make crepes. So they make the crepes and then they bring like all the toppings and they bring it for all the girls so that it's like they're doing breakfast different this morning because Ace is down and he ain't trying to make breakfast. So clearly Ace has been the one that's been making the breakfast for everybody for the most part. And then the guys would make like some of the sides because I think Ace has been the one who was making like the pancakes and the waffles and stuff like that. Or maybe Ace was making the pancakes and Pepe was making the waffles. I don't know. But yeah, so Shelly is just like, I'm gonna cook for my man today because he was down and I want him to know that I do appreciate him or whatever. So she goes downstairs and she's like trying to cook for him or whatever and she can't find stuff. And it's just like, girl, do you cook at home? But hey, it is what it is. So we see the everyone is like, eating their breakfast and we see Pepe and Iris talking, like they take their food to the side and they're talking, they're having like a good little conversation. Then we see Huda walk up to Chris and she got her hands full and he's just looking at her and she was just like, can you take one of these? And he was just like, oh, my bad. But y'all voted him number 2 as boyfriend. Anyways, we're going to move on to, we not on that episode no more. So he tells her about a dream that he had that he's no longer, about him no longer playing basketball. And he's down about it. He's feeling some type of way. And she's like, she's giving him words of encouragement. And it was just like, okay, that's cute. Y'all do y'all little thing or whatever. She's like giving him like a pep talk to try to like, bring his spirits up or whatever. We then see, um, Brian and Nick. Yeah, we see Brian and Nick talking, and he's basically telling her like, I'm telling him like, you need to pull a Maya, like y'all need to like pull her so that y'all could talk or whatever. And then we see Amaya pulling Clark to talk to her about, how she feels about being voted last for everything. And she was just like, trying to give her a pep talk. And I was just like, that's sweet of Amaya. I like that. Amaya's a really sweet girl. She really is. Again, she just talks too much for me. Like, she don't let other people talk. But other than that, like, I like her. I've always liked her. It was just, that was my only qualm about her. Like, girl, like, you don't let nobody get a word in edgewise, but okay. So we see Shelly and Ace, like they do like a little picnic on the docks with the breakfast or whatever, and she's just like, trying to lift his spirits up or whatever and everything, and she lets him know that she doesn't want to explore anymore. So I'm guessing this was her way of telling him like, look, let's close it off. I don't know if they actually did close it off in this moment, but she did let him know that she no longer wants to explore. So that's a good thing. Then we see like somebody gets a text. Somebody gets a text and they're about to play a little game or whatever. So they're all excited about that. It's like a crash out game. So they're excited about it. So basically in the game is like there are 2 doors and the person, like they'll pick a person and they'll pick their wingman or wingwoman. They're gonna run through a door. One door is open and the other door isn't. So as they're running, somebody's gonna go through the door and fall into the ball pit. The other one is gonna be knocked down. Then they're gonna walk through they're gonna try to do like a little obstacle course through some slime, and then they're gonna go to a thing and then it's gonna tell them the time that they crashed out, and then they get pied in the face, and then they pick somebody that they're gonna kiss in the ball pin or whatever. So they played that game. It was pretty cute. They had fun. We get back to, because again, it wasn't, the game was just a little cute little game just to, I guess, like lift their spirits or something different, and that's not as much as what has been going on. So we get to, after everyone is gone, well, I don't know if they did everyone, but it looked like, I don't know, they didn't show everyone. But we go after that, then they all go back home and they're all talking about like, well, the girls at least, because I can't remember if the guys were talking. Yeah, they were. Everyone, like, how they always do, girls go with the girls and the boys go with the boys, and they basically talk about what's going on and all of this. And the boys are like, okay, Brian, you gonna pull Amaya? And the girls are just like, "Ooh, Amaya, you gonna talk to Brian?" They're also talking to the Iris about Pepe and all this other stuff. Then we see they all get ready for the night. Zach and Amaya talk, and he apologizes for what happened when they had their conversation, and she also apologizes, and she was just like she felt so bad about cussing him out, and no matter how mad she is, she did not want to speak to him like that, and she apologizes profusely to him. And I was just like, again, Amaya's a sweet girl. Zach, you'd have missed out. That's on you. So we see Sierra and Nick talking about what they're gonna do when they get outside of the villa, and like how they want to move going forward, because they closed off in the house but they're not boyfriend and girlfriend, and they're gonna see how things go once they leave the villa. We see Amaya, no, I'm sorry, not Amaya. We see Shelly and Chris talking, and they're basically putting to bed their whole little situation and everything. And she's telling him, like, we should have talked sooner. Like, I still have feelings for you, but it was just like, I don't know what happened. And then his thing was, I seen you getting comfort for Ace, and it was just like, let me step back because that's you chose him without telling me. And it was just like, whatever, Chris, just lying. So do you move? So they like, okay, you focus on Huda, and I'm gonna focus on Ace, and we cool. So they're like, that's it for them. We then see Pepe and Iris talking on the dock, and like they're like, they're filling each other out, and like, maybe they want to form a connection. Alondra has said earlier, like, ooh, Pepe got a type, which he do. Which he do. Then you see Sierra and Nick talking in the kitchen, and Nick is just like, I do want Iris to talk to Pepe, but it's weird because TJ literally just left not even 24 hours ago, so it's kind of weird, which a lot of people have been saying, because again, the way that girl was boohoo crying, I would have thought that she was gonna leave with him. Like, what? Yeah, but I digress. So then we see Amaya and Brian talking. They go to the speakeasy, and they're talking, and then they're getting to know each other, and then they end up kissing. So that's what's next. So that was the episode. So again, not a lot happened this episode. This was a real chill, quiet episode. We find out there is going to be a recoupling on Sunday night's episode, which again, I'm thinking it's ladies' choice, because again, there are more men than ladies, so that's the only way that they'd be able to dump a guy, is if the ladies choose who they want to couple up with. So I guess that's what's next. So I think this is a second recoupling of the season. Like, legit, this is the second recoupling of the season, because the first one was Guy's Choice, and then this is, yeah, wow, this is the second recoupling of the season, and we have a 2 weeks worth of episodes left. So are we gonna get movie night and the Twitter challenge? I'm so confused on how. I don't know what's gonna happen. I guess the stand on business was the substitute for the movie challenge, because now I'm real life thinking, like, are we gonna get a movie night? Because I don't know, but we shall see. Again, we got 10 more episodes, because we got 10 more episodes. Sorry, guys. Um, 10 more episodes left. So I mean, a lot can happen in 10 episodes. So if they do have 10 episodes, that means that we are gonna get we're gonna get 2 or 3 more bombshells, if I'm not mistaken. So we may get a movie night, but I don't know how much there can be in a movie night, because The only things that we can see is Nick not being into Sierra as he is into Alondria, or all the times that Taylor was saying he wasn't attracted to Alondria, but he acted like he was, and then all the times that Huda spazzed out on all the bombshells. But it's just like, I feel like they squashed all of that. So it's like, is there a movie now? I don't know, but I don't know if they like. I know season 2 they didn't have a movie night, and season 3 I don't think they had a movie night. Again, I didn't watch seasons 4 or 5. Season 6 they had a movie night, so I don't know if they do a movie night every season. So I don't know, but not a lot happened, but not a lot for them to have a movie night, I think. But I could be wrong. But anyways, that was the episode. Go ahead, get down in the comments. Tell me what you thought about the episode. If you like what you see, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one.